We're going live. Hi, everyone. I'm just eating some peanut butter. Welcome to the Kelly Kitchen. Thank you so much for joining me every week of quarantine. Stay in place. Things are starting to open up, but we still are showing up every week in the Kelly Kitchen so I can show you some food and some health and some fun. We've got some great recipes planned for you today. Let me just see if I can adjust. I just ate peanut butter. Of course, that was like the stupidest thing because now I gotta do something. Hello. We are making Thai chicken pizza with my peanut dipping sauce and just some really simple yogurt berry parfaits. And we're going to get started. Now, I know we just made Fathead pizza not too long ago, but someone suggested something with Fathead pizza that I just thought was sort of an ingenious thing, because mixing the cheese with the egg and the almond flour, or mixing the melted cheese with the egg and the almond flour, I always find that to be a little bit difficult, and you really have to put some elbow grease into making that Fathead dough. So someone suggested to me that they had seen everything mixed together first and then microwaved. So we're going to try that. And I switched up the recipe a little bit so that we could make the dough a little bit more fluffy. Who came to visit me? Hi, Amy. And hi, Marilee. Are you over in Catalina? I hope you are. Oh, Atsiko, did you see my apron? You guys, all of my Kelly Kitchen gear is available if you want anything with a logo on it. I've got aprons and hats and t-shirts and coffee mugs and all that sort of stuff. So we are going to get started. Hi, Susan. How are you? We're going to get started with the Fathead dough. I know we've already made this, but we're going to do it a little bit differently this time. This requires a Cuisinart or a food processor of some sort, and I'm actually going to make a double batch of this, but we're only going to make half of it in the oven for the pizza. So I'm going to put 4 tablespoons of cream cheese softened. I'm going to put 1.5 cups of mozzarella cheese. Again, this is a double recipe. I'm putting 2 eggs. Ooh, don't want to get any shells in there. There we go. So here's the deal. The food processor does all of the work for us. And then after we get it all mixed together, then we melt it all together. And it just makes it for a much easier mixing experience. We're going to add a little bit of garlic powder. The real recipe, you use about half a teaspoon of garlic powder. If you were going to do a sweet version of Fathead dough, you omit the garlic powder. We're going to add just a pinch of salt. And here's the difference with this Fathead dough, is that we actually use a little bit more almond flour than we do mozzarella cheese. So I'm going to put in, again, this is a double recipe, so it is 2.5 cups of my almond flour, but I'm not going to put it all in at once. I'm going to put most of it in, and we'll save the rest for after the microwave. Where's my stuff here? Here's my lid. This is like this industrial strength Cuisinart, and it's super quick. So you just we're going to grind all the cheese, and look, it goes right into a ball of dough, and that's it. So we will get that into a bowl here. I am just going to dump this all right into this. Again, I'm only going to use half of this dough for our pizza tonight, and the other half I'm going to make some more of those sausage rolls. I made those last week, you guys. I think you probably remember, and Peter has been asking me for them since I made them because they were just a huge, huge hit. So there is our fathead dough. We're going to put the rest of the almond flour in there. And we're going to put 1 teaspoon of, we're going to put the teaspoon of the baking powder in. And we're going to mix that all together. And as soon as this is all mixed together, we're going to put it in the microwave. I think that this is how this was made. I made it this weekend, and it was just it was so much easier to make. So this is what our dough actually looks like. And quite frankly, you almost don't even need to put it in the microwave, but we're going to because that's how this recipe comes together. I used this recipe this weekend to make my cinnamon rolls. So if you want to check it out, who came to see me? Oh, hi, Marilee. Oh, Marilee just made the chicken chili verde soup. Yum. So I made cinnamon rolls this weekend with this, and that recipe is up on the website. I'm going to put this in for 30 seconds. We'll get our Cuisinart out of the way. You know, this is one of those tools that I absolutely love, but I also absolutely hate it because it is so heavy and to move it in and out, and I wish I just had more counter space and I could leave it out. While that's in the microwave, I just want to make mention that I am going to be on another Sugar Summit. It's a podcast with a bunch of other really great, amazing speakers that starts on July 5th, right after 4th of July weekend. And I'll be posting on that a lot, but there's just some really great speakers. And if you want to learn more about how to get sugar out of your diet or how to get carbs out of your diet, guys, there is our fathead dough. It just came together super easy. Nothing really to do about it. Oh, hi, Bernie. There's Bernie. Bernie, I put the recipe up. Oh, good. You have the recipe. So yeah, it just went up today. I revised it, and the new version went up today, and it's there. So check it out. Super easy. Okay, so I've got my 2 pieces of parchment paper here. I'm going to just spray a little there. I'm going to spray a little there. I've got my oven going at 400 degrees. You could do it at 350, 400. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to use half of this dough. So I'll just take half of it. I'll save the other half for my sausage roll-ups that we're going to do another time. I'll put this over to the side. So I have my ball of dough. I've got it sitting on my parchment paper that I've greased a little bit. So it is going to roll out very smoothly. Of course, I don't know where I put let me see if I have my rolling pin. Oh, I know where it is. Please hold. There's my rolling pin. There you go. Okay, so we're going to roll out our fathead dough. You could use a really large can of canned tomatoes or whatever. If you don't have a rolling pin, don't worry about that. If you don't have a food processor, you could try and mix everything in the bowl just with like a fork. Just make sure that the cream cheese is soft because then it will spread more evenly. So we like our pizza dough really thin. So I'm going to just continue rolling this out so that we have a nice thin crust. And just a little bit more. And then I'm going to pull the top sheet off, and I'm going to put it right into the oven just like this. And I'll put it in for about 10 minutes, and we're going to cook the bottom, the crust part of it. And And then while this is cooking, we will make the peanut sauce. So let's get this in the oven. I'll set it for 10 minutes. We're going to cook it again after we put all of our stuff on the pizza, but we'll just start getting it nice and crispy. Okay. So my peanut sauce, I'll put this here so you guys can see. Can you see this? Yeah, I think you can. Okay, first of all, I also want to make mention that my YouTube camera, for some reason, it is so bright. I have the curtains closed. I have the lights off, but for some reason it is so bright outside. So just so you know, on YouTube, I do not have white hair. I am not a ghost. But anyways, just go with it. The lighting is a little off on YouTube. It's okay on Facebook. So here we go. I have got a cup of Laura Scudder's peanut butter. You guys know I love Laura Scudder's peanut butter. It is all natural. It has just peanuts and salt, and it's a great consistency. And I love it because I can buy it in bulk at Costco, or it's usually I can buy it on sale. And this recipe that I'm making, I'm actually going for a double recipe because it stays really nicely in the refrigerator. So we're going to use some of it for our pizza tonight, and then we'll save some of it for a couple of other. I'm going to do a roasted spaghetti squash with the Thai peanut sauce on it. This is the Laura Scudder peanut butter that I like to use. Who came to see me? Oh, hi, Lizzie and Noelle. All my friends. You guys are so nice to me. Come and watch my craziness. Okay, so I've got my cup of peanut butter. I've got a quarter of a cup of my Lakanto monk fruit sweetener. This is a blend of monk fruit and erythritol. So we're going to put that, ooh, it's sticky. We're going to put that in there. This peanut sauce is a great mix of like tangy, but also has sweet, but also has a little bit of spicy in it too. Okay, so I'm going to be a little bit lazy here. We need 4 cloves of garlic, which is basically 4 teaspoons of, this is the, let's see if you can see that. See, it's the Gourmet Garden. So we're going to use 4 teaspoons of that, which is basically 4 cloves of garlic. No peeling of the garlic at all. Then we're going to use 2 tablespoons of ginger. Again, you can use fresh ginger if you want. I mean, have at it. Get the fresh kind. Smells so good. Get the fresh kind. Peel the peel off if you want. If you want it only all natural and fresh. Or you can just get the jarred kind. That's fine too. And we're going to do 2 tablespoons of the fresh ginger. So there's 1. There is 2. And then we're going to do a quarter of a cup of soy sauce. You can use tamari. You can use liquid aminos, Bragg's liquid aminos. That's fine too. Coconut aminos if you want. This is just what my daughter uses, and I don't want to have 5 different different soy sauces in my fridge. So this is what we do, and we're fine with that. We don't have to get too technical. Okay, so that's the soy sauce. We're going to do a quarter of a cup of balsamic vinegar. Where's my thing here? We'll also add red pepper flakes and sesame oil. So let's do did I forget the sesame oil? Let's see if I can grab that. Where are you? See, I should have this stuff already all pulled out. Hold on. Where are you? Oh, thank God I had some. So there's our sesame oil. I like to use dark sesame oil. And again, we're going to do a quarter of a cup. The real recipe is half of this. So the real recipe would be 2 tablespoons, but a quarter of a cup. Thanks to my friend Amy, who reminded me that a quarter of a cup is actually 4 tablespoons. And then we're going to do a little bit of extra sweet from, this is just liquid stevia. So we're going to add 10 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Rice wine vinegar. Most rice wine vinegars are filled with sugar. This you can find in supermarkets. It is 0 carbs, rice wine vinegar. Right? I need a manicure very badly, so don't look at my fingers. Rice wine vinegar. This is sugar-free. Says sugar-free right there. You can find this in the supermarket. I usually don't find it in the vinegar section. I find it in the health food section. But we are gonna, it has like that really beautiful Asian vinegar smell. And so we're gonna do rice wine vinegar. We're gonna do 2 tablespoons of rice wine vinegar. 1, 2. Depending on how spicy you want, you can do less of the red pepper chili flakes. We like it more, so I'm gonna do a full teaspoon. And actually the heat comes out a little bit later. So there's a full teaspoon of the red pepper flakes. And then the last thing we're going to add is a half a cup of water. But I'm gonna do that after I whisk all this together so I can see the consistency, because I want it to be the consistency of, for instance, tomato sauce or marinara sauce, because we're going to put it on our pizza as the base. So we'll just put that over there. Let me mix this all together. You guys can see it's like, it's just this really wonderful, like peanut, soy, sesame, great flavor. And we might not even need to put any water in this. It kind of depends on how thick your peanut butter is. And I let my peanut butter sit out for, like a couple of hours to bring it to room temperature. And actually, I am not going to add any water to this, because I think this is the perfect consistency. This is the perfect consistency for our Thai chicken pizza, which is, we'll bring that out in just a minute. So there is, let me just give a little taste. I want to make sure that it, oh yeah, perfect. So this recipe is a little bit of a knockoff on California Pizza Kitchen. Who said hi to me? Hi, Dee Dee. Oh, Chapin, how are you? And Sandy, good to see you. Okay, that Thai peanut sauce is the bomb. So good. So this Thai peanut Thai chicken pizza is a takeoff on California Pizza Kitchen. They've got a really delicious Thai chicken pizza, and the only thing that I don't use that they use is bean sprouts. I like bean sprouts. Hi, Janella. I like bean sprouts, but quite frankly, bean sprouts are actually pretty high in carb, and they don't have any fiber in them. So I just opt out of them. We're adding carrots, we're adding onions. Peanut sauce is technically not keto, it's more low carb. So I just figured we would omit that. I don't miss it, and so we'll just pass on that. Let's see how we're doing on our, our Fathead dough looks so good. It's very exciting. So we're gonna build our pizza. I've got my rotisserie chicken. I already made it a couple days ago or a day and a half ago. So that's ready for us. I've got some shredded carrot, just a little bit. I've got some sliced red onion. Who came to see me? Lynette. Could you use this to marinate chicken in and then cook? I don't know that I would cook peanut butter that way. I think maybe more of an oil base with a little bit of peanut butter in it, because peanut butter tends to burn and it gets bitter. So I'm not sure that I would use it to totally marinate. This is more of a dressing. So you could use it on a salad and dress your Thai chicken salad, but I wouldn't marinate in the peanut, and I wouldn't cook the chicken from raw to cooked in the sauce, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. I've got I've got a mix of mozzarella cheese and jack cheese. And then I have just some fresh cilantro. We'll put this fresh cilantro on after we make after it bakes in the oven. Let me grab I love that sound. It's the sound of heaven coming out of the oven. There is our Fathead pizza dough. We like it thin and crispy, and it's already, let me just lift it up this way. Ah, hot! Let me just lift it up. Oh, Peter loves crispy pizza. So let me do it this way. We're gonna see if I can lift this up so you can see. So it's starting to get really crispy, and it's nice and hot. So I'll put this here. We will add just like you do a normal pizza, you're going to add your peanut sauce right on top of it's probably, I don't know, maybe like a quarter of a cup, because you're going to do thin. You don't want it to get soggy, and it's a ton of flavor. So it's probably about a quarter of a cup, and we will just get it all over to the edges, just like you do a normal pizza. You can also do, there's so many different variations on pizza that, I just like to have a little fun with, which I'll use that, I'll make a double batch of Fathead dough, and I'll be able to make like taco pizza, or just regular mushroom pizza, or vegetable pizza, or pepperoni pizza. I'm all about the pizza in this house. Okay, so I've got my peanut sauce on top of my cooked Fathead dough. I'm going to just liberally put on my animal protein. You might even be able to do this with shrimp. I would definitely, take the tails off the shrimp, so you don't have to worry about that. We're going to liberally put our chicken. This was 2 chicken breasts, so in total, you probably can get, that's probably 1 full shredded chicken breast. So it kind of goes a long way, because you're spreading it all out over the whole pizza. Okay, so there is our chicken. We're gonna just sprinkle a little, just maybe like 2 tablespoons or 1.5 tablespoons of shredded carrot. Whoops, I got a little liberal there. And then we have our red sliced onion. We love red onion, so I'm going to use a lot of that. Spread that out. It gives a ton of flavor. Again, we'll put the cilantro on after, so that it won't get wilted in the oven. And then we will spread on, this is again a mix of mozzarella cheese and jack cheese. You can use whatever cheese you like. Mozzarella tends to be a little bit milder. But we will work on that. You guys, this is such a fast dinner. I mean, we're going to put this in the oven for about 10 minutes. We're going to make our berry parfaits, and we're going to be done. And dinner is going to be on the table. Okay. So that was about maybe a cup of shredded cheese. This is hot. Let me get my other thing so you guys can see what this looks like. This is going in the oven for just 10 minutes. We're going to melt all that cheese all nice and gooey right on top. I think I see somebody had a question, so let me just get this in the oven, and then we'll put that on for 10 minutes. Who came to see me? Let's see. Yes, pizza night with the grandkids. You can just do and Eva came again, and I have no idea how to pronounce the place that you're from, but I remember you come every time, and I feel so silly that I can't pronounce where you're from, but I'm so happy that you're here. The Thai chicken pizza, I think on the recipe page I have it as 10 servings or 10 slices. It just depends on how big you want your slices to be, or it might be 8 slices. They're actually fairly generous. So, just take the whole recipe and then you can break it up into how many slices you want to have. So let's get busy with our berry parfaits. I'm just going to leave my cilantro off to the side because that's going to get sprinkled on afterwards. Oh, from San Diego. I love San Diego. I went to school there. I can't wait to go back and visit my friend Amy. Okay, this is one of those super easy desserts that you don't have to whip anything together. And it has, oh, where did I put my, well, I can't find my, so I bought a new one. So this is just Greek yogurt. I used to get the 4 or 5% fat, but the 4 or 5% fat has the same carbs and pretty much the same calories as the 2%. And so for one serving, which is 3/4 of a cup, you get 5 grams of carbs. And oh, Amy from San Diego too, woohoo! I went to USD, go Toreros. So I kind of go back and forth between what kind of Greek yogurt I'm going to get because I don't always need the extra fat. And when you get the higher fat Greek yogurt, it is about 9 grams per serving, whereas opposed to this is 3.5 grams of fat per serving. I'm not opposed to fat. I'm not a fat phobic person. I love to have fat, but if I'm having fat in other areas of my meal, which we are going to, and I'll show you how, I don't necessarily need to up the fat that much. So we are going to, this is just plain Greek yogurt, nothing added to it. And we are going to get our sweetness from our berries and from our nut mixture. Okay, let me just show you a little bit of our nut mixture. I have got pumpkin seeds, I've got slivered almonds, and I have chopped pecans. I'm not necessarily going to use all this. I'm making 3 of them. I don't have this recipe written anywhere, but when I was starting keto, this was my go-to dessert. And I haven't had it in a really long time, and I never wrote like a recipe down because it's just kind of like assembling. But it always satisfied my sweet tooth because I could get the creaminess of the yogurt, the sweetness of the berries, and then the crunch of the nuts and the unsweetened coconut. And then my palate just sort of adjusted to that. So I'm going to put a spoonful of the nut mixture. This is about 1/2 tablespoon. I'm not going to add it to Piper's because Piper doesn't want any crunchy stuff. She just wants the nut mixture. So then I'm going to add 2 spoonfuls of the yogurt right on top. This can be a really beautiful, fancy dessert for people that, you know, want to, they don't even need to know that it's a low carb or a keto friendly dessert. You can just tell them that it's more of a tart dessert, and it is what it is. You can also add some stevia to the, I got a little bit messy with this one. Sorry, Pipes. That one's looking not so cute. You can add some liquid stevia to your yogurt if you wanted to get it just a little bit sweet, just a few drops. You don't need a whole lot of this. This is very, very, very potent. Do you send your Kelly Kitchen aprons and teas overseas? Yes, they are available on my shop. It's, just go to thekellikitchen.com and there is a shop button. I've got cute t-shirts that have keto sayings and whatever, but yeah, so, and they do ship all over the world. I don't think Japan, so I'm sorry, Atsuko, but if you want some, I will send some to you. But yes, I think you can get them. So I have a mix of just strawberries, raspberries, and blueberries. I'm going to put a couple in to each one of these little guys and just need a few to give us our little sweet treat at the end of the day. Or you can even have this for breakfast. Like, it's really that wonderful. It's not totally keto, but it is definitely low carb, and it's very, very satisfying. Okay, so I've got my nuts and my berries and my yogurt, and then I'm going to add just a little bit more. So it's like a little part. You get little crunch, creaminess, and the sweetness all in one bite. Now we're going to add a little bit more yogurt, just about a spoonful on each, for each level. Of course, when I take pictures of these are going to be super, I'm not going to be messy. They're going to be super pretty. But I'm trying to get this all done fast for you guys. I would say that each one of these parfaits has about a serving of the yogurt, which is 3/4 of a cup. I am just making a massive mess of this thing here. Well, that's okay. You can also do these in much smaller cups if you don't want these big ones. We're going to, we'll put just a little bit more nuts on each one of these guys. We're going to add a little bit of unsweetened coconut. Shredded unsweetened coconut adds a really, it just adds a really nice, and you don't have to add it, but we're going to add about a teaspoon to each one. Add a little teaspoon. Oh, Pipes doesn't want any. Oh, shoot, I put nuts on Piper's. Don't tell her. Sorry, Pipes. She's in the other room. She's going to be mad at me. We're going to top the rest of these with the rest of our berries. And those are going to be a beautiful little dessert for us after we have our Thai chicken pizza. Let's see. Wow. Okay. I am very sorry that I made such a mess of these, but look at how beautiful that is. There is our, and you can put maybe put a little dollop more right on top with a few more little nuts. See, this is how we make it look pretty in the pictures. So there is our yogurt berry parfait. Super easy. You don't have to cook anything. You don't have to mix anything, but that is so wonderful. And you can actually make these before dinner, and they'll still be crunchy after dinner. So those are going to go into the fridge. And our pizza is almost done. I'm going to go check on it. It's coming out of the oven in 1 minute. I'll just get this stuff out of the way. I promise everything in that sink will get put away and cleaned in a 4-minute period. So don't get nervous. Who came to see me now? Oh, God. How many? Yes. So the pizza is what you make of it. So you don't have to, if you want to have littler slices and have a bigger salad with it or another vegetable or add more meat on it, you could do that also. Let's check on our pizza. Let's get this out of the way so you guys can see it. Oh, this looks fantastic. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to show you this. Wow. Let's add some cilantro. And there, my friends, is our Thai chicken pizza. I love it. Let's show you. This will probably do, I think probably about 8 slices of our Thai chicken pizza. Doesn't that look amazing? So good. This is somebody just asked, is this a keto recipe? So all of my recipes are either keto friendly or low carb. So everything you find on my website, thekellykitchen.com, or any of my social media, which is The Kelly Kitchen, it's all keto friendly, all low carb. I've been keto and low carb for about 4 years and working on a cookbook, and you can check out my website. I have some accountability coaching. If you are interested in signing up and you need somebody to hold your hand, you can find me there at thekellykitchen.com. You guys, we are done. Let me just see if I have any. Is the keto dessert, is it low carb? Yes, it is, because I would say it's not keto. I would say it's low carb. You've got your Greek yogurt, you've got your berries, and then you've got your nuts and your unsweetened coconut. So that serving of dessert is probably about 7 grams of carbs. You can make it smaller if you want. I mean, this is pretty large. This is a pretty large dessert or a pretty large breakfast if you wanted to have that with a cup of coffee or whatever. So thank you so much for joining me, everybody. I'm so happy that you came. We're still making it through quarantine. We're still staying in place. We're still showing up and having fun in the kitchen. Let me know if you have any questions or if you have any suggestions. I mean, just like I said, the suggestion for my new Fathead pizza dough was somebody just checked in. Where can I find the pizza crust? This is Debbie from Utah. The pizza crust you have to make, and it's called Fathead dough, and you can find the recipe on my website. Just type in Fathead pizza or just Fathead, and you can search it anywhere and you can find it there on my website. So thanks so much for joining me. This was an early evening. We pulled this all together really quickly, and I will see you next week. Okay, bye guys. See ya. Bye-bye. Yes, we're gonna end.